welcome to the channel if you're new, or if you're not, I'm Alyssia and I am so happy you're here either way. World Osteoporosis Day is next week. Of course, you had that marked on your calendars, am I right? Well, you should. I could not believe when I read that 1 in 3 women and 1 in 5 men over age 50 will suffer an osteoporotic fracture. Oh my gosh, you guys, bone health matters. And did you know that prunes are one food that may help prevent and reverse bone loss? You did if you've watched my channel before, because you know that I am obsessed with Sunsweet Amazing Prunes. And I am so happy to share that this video was made possible by Sunsweet. I have worked with them for years and I feel so much gratitude because their prunes are amazing, or should I say amazing, and they are doing good things for the world. So today I have got a breakfast, lunch, and dinner all designed specifically with bone health in mind. In fact, I was inspired by some bone strengthening trios that were on an infographic I shared in a blog post earlier this year. So these are the foundation of our meals today, of course with the fall season in mind. Let's start with the first meal of the day, an autumn breakfast chia pudding. It starts with a base of chia seeds, yogurt, and milk. A fun flavor twist is to sub some of that milk for coffee, trust me. For a sweetener, I made a prune puree. I actually first made this years ago in one of my favorite Sunsweet recipes of all time, fudgy vegan brownies, and it is just Sunsweet Amazing Prunes and water blended together until smooth. Scrape down the sides as needed. This is a great sweetener for anything, and it is perfect in this chia pudding. It's a great way to get prunes into your diet too. This puree can also be used as a fat substitute in baked goods, just like applesauce. These prunes have no added sugar, so it's just the fruit that's been dried. Not to mention they are an all-natural source of fiber with 3 grams per serving and only 100 calories. Then I get my fall add-ins going. So some of those are prunes diced pear, a pinch of salt, cinnamon, and finish it off with some orange zest. That all gets mixed together, and with chia pudding, I prefer to let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes and then mix it again. I just find that it integrates better, and then you can leave it in the fridge for 2 hours or overnight, and in the morning, the chia seeds are plump and delicious, and it's even better when topped off with some chopped macadamia nuts. Now, remember, this is a bone health inspired recipe, so from our trio here of prunes, yogurt, and chia seeds, you are getting calcium, vitamin K, magnesium, and potassium, and zinc, omega-3s, and protein, all of which are great for building and or protecting bone density or enable calcium absorption. Chia pudding has a fun texture, and these flavors seriously taste like fall. The prune puree adds a natural sweetness that is not overwhelming, and I love that I'm supporting my bones too. Sunsweet Amazing Prunes are really the feel-good fruit because they offer so many benefits, all in a versatile, sweet, and juicy morsel. Okay, lunch is next. This is one of my favorite recipes I have made in months. Crispy quinoa cakes with a leafy green side salad. First, you need to cook your quinoa. If you have leftover or meal prepped quinoa, that is great. I cook mine by rinsing it in cold water and then adding it to a saucepan, and I like to toast it for a few minutes to remove any potential bitter flavor. Add in water and salt and then boil, cover, and reduce to medium-low for about 15 minutes until the water is absorbed. Then I fluff it with a fork and let it sit for 5 minutes. While that's cooking, it's a great time to get the salad prepped. It's so easy. It's just leafy greens of your choice, Parmesan cheese, diced prunes, a squeeze of lemon juice, and my favorite white cheddar dressing, which I have shared before, and I will link the recipe below, but it makes greens taste so good. Toss that together, and that's it. The salad is ready to go. Back to the cakes. So the quinoa is ready, so I add that to a bowl with so much goodness. We've got onion, garlic, Gruyere cheese, or you could use your favorite cheese, but Gruyere pairs well with these ingredients. Fresh parsley, fresh thyme and chives, breadcrumbs, some Sunsweet Amazing Prunes that I've diced up, and salt and pep. Separately, I beat some eggs and then add that into the quinoa mixture until it's moistened. To make the cakes, now I actually just use a measuring cup itself. I spray it down so that it doesn't stick, and then I press the mixture in there firmly. Those get cooked on a skillet with some oil. I used avocado oil, and when the pan is heated, I let the quinoa cake just release onto the surface of the skillet. I tap on the measuring cup a little bit to help it come out more easily. It's so cool and really satisfying, to be honest. It cooks over medium to medium high for about 4 to 5 minutes on each side until golden brown. They're ready to serve, and you will want to eat them immediately because they are so good. I said it already, this is my favorite recipe in months. It was easy to make, you can use meal prepped or leftover quinoa, and you can really make it versatile by switching out the mix-ins if you want. It's such a crispy, fun, and savory bite, and I am not even usually a quinoa fan. The prunes in the cakes add a perfect balance of sweet and tart flavor with the other savory ingredients. I have found that natural elements in prunes really heighten the flavors of other ingredients in a dish. Our nutrient trio of inspiration comes from the quinoa, leafy greens, and of course the prunes. We already know the prunes provide vitamin K, magnesium, and potassium, but with this trio we also get vitamin C, zinc, protein, and calcium. I really didn't know much about prunes before I was introduced to Sunsweet prunes a few years ago, and last year they actually brought me up to their farms in Yuba City in Northern California and gave me the opportunity to see both the bloom of the trees, and I went back later in the year to see the harvest of the prunes. Remember, prunes are plums, so I got to see these plums on the trees and pick them off the trees and eat them off the trees, and also how they are dried and packaged. Holy moly, what an experience. It really made me appreciate all of the care that goes into each little prune, and meeting with the farmers was such a cool experience. If you want to see some more footage from those trips, I will link the videos below as well. Okay, we still have to cook dinner, which tonight is a balsamic prune salmon with Dijon broccoli. First, let's get our broccoli going. I whisked together avocado oil, red wine vinegar, Dijon mustard, paprika, add broccoli and salt and pep, and then toss to coat, and that can go onto a prepared tray and into the oven. While that roasts, we can get the salmon prepped. For the glaze or marinade, I add Sunsweet Amazing prunes, which have been rough chopped, to a saucepan with water, bringing to a boil and then simmer until plump. Drain that and then blend with some balsamic, orange juice, and garlic until smooth. Add water as needed to get it thick but brushable in texture. I add salmon fillets to a prepared baking sheet and brush with the prune glaze. Optional, you can totally marinate the salmon for about 30 minutes if you want and have the time. And then I also added some salt and pepper and sesame seeds on top. That can go into the oven while your broccoli is roasting at the same time. It only takes about 15 minutes until it flakes easily with a fork. Wow, this balsamic prune salmon has a great sweet and savory balance. The prunes with the orange juice and balsamic add so much flavor and moisture to the salmon, and it tastes delicious paired with the Dijon broccoli, not to mention the nutritional boost this entire meal provides. And oh yes, let's not forget our trio here. It's salmon, prunes, and broccoli, which collectively provide protein and omega-3s, vitamin C, K, and D, and potassium and magnesium for bone health. So yes, you may have heard about prunes for their digestive health properties, which is great, but they also provide whole body benefits, including bone health and essential vitamins and minerals. If you haven't already tried Sunsweet Amazing prunes, now is the time. Thanks to Sunsweet for partnering with me on this video, and thanks to all of you for your wonderful support of this channel and of my partnership with Sunsweet. You guys have always responded so amazingly to my Sunsweet videos, and I'm really grateful to all of you for that. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already and hit the bell. You don't want to miss any of our fun holiday content that's coming up. I will be back next week with a brand new video, and remember, it's all a matter of mind over munch.